Hey everyone, my name is Gianna Castro and welcome back to another episode of the Women's Sports Matter podcast. I apologize if I don't sound as excited as usual. It's because I think I've come down with a cold. That's what I'm going to say it is because I don't know what it is and I just have a really bad cough. I'm still going to record because it's my last free week before school starts. And kind of want to go out with a bang. So today we are going to be having another off-topic discussion, except it's not really, with anyone. It's just me talking about why you should consider picking a community college instead of going to a four-year university right away. Now, before we get started, you know how it is. We're going to hear a beautiful ad read from me about today's sponsor, Anchor. Awesome. So without further ado, on the Women's Sports Matter podcast, we're going to talk about community college. Let's head to that ad read right now. What a masterpiece that ad read is. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But that's not what we're talking about today. I should have a whole episode dedicated to ad reads. Me recording an ad read. What that's like, it's traumatizing. How many times I slip up. I was like, oh my god, why, how, I can do better. But, yeah. If you're watching this video, you can see I'm wearing a Syracuse jacket that my uncle gave me, and it's very nice. He wants me to go there really badly. And I want to as well. But the reason I'm not there right now is because I'm at community college. I'm at a community college that is one county over from mine. It's very close in comparison to the one that is in my county. Or actually, maybe not even. What happens with my city is that it's in two counties in Illinois. And the city that I'm in right now is talking about this without giving away your location. You drive a few minutes and then you're in the next county. It's not even that far away. So I go to the school that's in the neighboring county, and it is great. The only complaint I have is about my math class, to be honest. I don't even have to drive to school a few times a week. I am not paying anything right now except for access codes to a few things for some of my classes and textbooks. And then I got a laptop, and I use my financial aid for that too. I have received what is called a Pell Grant, and I received this back in July. A Pell Grant is either federal or state, and it covers your tuition basically. My tuition is paid in full, and if I wasn't covered, it would be almost $7,000 or $8,000 a year, which is still absurd price of community college. But I'm at one of the highest ranked schools in the country. My school is well known, I guess. I don't really know much about it. I should do a little more research. Also, it's so weird how you can see my thumbs. I'm sitting at a table, kind of. Here. I'm at a table. Okay, cool. Now we know why my thumbs keep sticking up. I don't know why I talk like this either. It's very weird. My apologies for going off track there. But I love it. It has been the best decision I've ever made school-wise because I was supposed to remember, as I said in the beginning of making this podcast, the very first episode, I was supposed to be at Indiana University right now, and I'm not. That's $50,000 a year plus everything else. That's a lot of debt, and I can't take that right now. My family can't have that on us right now. So having to not pay for school right now has been a blessing. Obviously saving us a lot of money. It's just awesome, in my opinion. Going to community college is such a great choice, and people shit on it all the time because they think the people that go there are stupid and lame, and they couldn't get into a university or whatever. People knock community college without trying it. You know, the saying, don't knock it till you try it. I was one of those people. I was like, I want to live my life in college. I don't want to stay home and do all this. What do you mean save money? I'd rather be living my life. Turns out you can't even do that right now. I, of course, want to be at a school right now where I can go and hang out with my friends and go to a basketball game or a football game. Maybe even manage a basketball team at one point. Maybe be involved in student activities at one point. Have a dorm room. Live on my own. I can't do that right now. The only way I can do that is if I wanted to be in debt. And I'm not going to do that either. Honestly, here's what happened with me. I had these 3 schools that were my top 3. It was Loyola University, Chicago, Indiana, and Dayton. It's like, okay, so first thing is first, we have to cross off Loyola. It's too expensive. Now that I think about it now, I'm pretty sure that Indiana was the most expensive school on there, and they did not give me any financial aid. That was my first mistake, honestly. So then it was down to Dayton and Indiana, if I'm correct. Or maybe I got rid of Dayton first. It was between Loyola and Indiana. I really don't remember, but I knocked one school out right away. I think it was Loyola. So I was like, okay, school that has given me so much financial aid versus a school that has not given me any. Okay, but I really don't like the campus of the school. This campus feels like it just gives off amazing vibes. Okay, we're keeping track. The first thing I said was Dayton. The second thing I said was Indiana. Okay, with Dayton again, they have an amazing Frisbee program, and I talked to someone who went to my high school and did the same things I did in high school. And she was just awesome. And it sounded like the team I wanted to join. I don't know anything about Indiana's Frisbee team. But you can't pick a school based off Frisbee. Which is unfortunate. Especially if Frisbee is just a club sport, you know? And it's not like a D1 thing. I wish I had that. I wish Frisbee was a sport. And I wish, that we had that opportunity to receive offers. Because I've said to people that I know that I used to go to school with, if Frisbee was a D1 sport, every single person on my Frisbee team in high school definitely would have a scholarship somewhere. I don't even know about myself because I was only there for a year. But, most people on my team would have a scholarship somewhere. That is a fact. But you can't decide a school based off the Frisbee team, as one of the high school secretaries for my grade was telling me, because I talked to her a lot about it. So I was like, okay. And by the way, I made a presentation for this too, and my whole family showed up because I wanted them to be there. This was in May, I think. And once that happened, I was like, okay, guys, I think I've made my decision, but I'm not really sure. And the fact that I wasn't sure about it made this whole thing even worse. This was like the worst. I did not think this through. I mean, I applied to so many schools and got into so many schools. I got into Missouri, Kansas, Butler, Bradley. I knocked Bradley out of the way a long time ago because of their financial aid. My family is broke. Apparently, according to the government or whatever, we're considered middle class, like high middle class or whatever. No, we're not. No. I knocked Bradley out even though opportunity was there and I didn't take it. I feel like I could be there right now, but also that's a private school, so they don't have in-state tuition, which was another thing. I was like, okay, bye. I got into Loyola, Dayton, Indiana. I'm blanking. Louisiana State. I knocked Louisiana State out. They didn't give me financial aid. Same with Kansas and Missouri. And Butler. Which was a shame, but it ended up being a good thing, I guess. So, we're deciding, or I'm deciding, and I was like, I want to go to a place where I feel comfortable. I like the campus. There's so much you could do there, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Indiana. And everyone's like, you're sure? I was like, 100%. No, I wasn't. I was not 100% sure. Because maybe like a few weeks later, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to community college. I'm going to go to community college. And that was the best decision I made in months. When I saw what my tuition would be, I freaked out. $50,000 for tuition out of state. One thing that gets me is that some schools have like lower tuition for states that are neighboring. For example, the University of Minnesota. You live in Wisconsin? Hey, look at you. You get discounted tuition. Solid. I wish I lived in Wisconsin so that could happen for me if I went to a school like that. Yeah, tuition is really weird. And just so much. I just got into Missouri again and Loyola. I'm applying to transfer. And I got some scholarship from Loyola. I got a transfer scholarship. So that's exciting news. Missouri, I think it'll be later that I'll receive financial aid stuff. I'm not looking to decide where I'm going to school right now because I still have my spring semester left. But I'm already thinking, hey, what is the best place for me? I haven't seen half of these places that I've applied to either, but their programs are so neat that I want to be there. For example, oh my god, I just moved my microphone again. Syracuse. I've never been there. I've done the campus online tour 3 times. Beautiful campus from what I've seen. The school for my major is awesome from what I've read. And I really want to get in. I've not submitted most of my apps yet because essays are weird. They're hard to write. Especially when they're like, diversity. Bro, I'm a white girl from Naperville, Illinois. I think that says enough. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'll think of something. It's in my mind somewhere. It's up here in my noggin. I'll figure it out somehow. Cool. But going back to community college and why I picked it, after I saw what my tuition was going to be, I was like, I don't have any financial aid, and I don't want to live in a dorm and not go to any of my classes. I don't want to pay $50,000 to do Zoom classes. There's got to be a cheaper way for that. And I was like, okay, Mom, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go to community college for a year. Then I'm going to transfer. She goes, okay. But you might have to be there for 2 years. I'm like, okay. And I still don't even know if I'm going to leave COD. My thing is, I kind of want to leave so I don't have to take math here. And I really don't want an associate's degree. I feel like I have FOMO, the fear of missing out. Basically, every time I've transferred, which has been twice now, I've gone in the smack dab in the middle, So when I transferred from my public elementary school to my private grade school, I came in the 4th grade. Huh. That's a K through 8 school. I came in right smack dab in the middle. When I transferred high schools from my private to public, I transferred in when I was a junior. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Smack dab in the middle. I don't want to do that again. I just have a major fear of missing out. I want to know people. I want to make friends. I don't want to transfer in as a junior. I want to know my campus enough for my sophomore year that I'll be an expert going around everywhere my junior and senior year. Now, I told my mom that I'd be staying at my college if I get free tuition again. Because I've used up 50% of my Pell Grant, so there's another 50% left. I don't really know if I want to keep that promise. So, Mom, if you're listening, I've changed my mind. I do love community college, and I know that coronavirus has hit, but I'm pretty sure by the time that September hits, especially with Joe Biden's administration and 100 million vaccines in 100 days, I think that by the time that fall hits, coronavirus will be handled a lot better, and it'll be a lot safer to be on a college campus. Now, with that being said, I think I would still be very careful, of course. I haven't had the experience yet of being in a school during coronavirus with, wearing a mask and social distancing and everything because all my classes are online. My sister isn't even My sister hasn't even had that experience yet either. Schools will be opening up next week. She starts the same day that I do, or the day after I do. Going back to school physically. And I don't know how I feel about that right now. And they're going to start sports up again. I'm like, Illinois, what are you doing? I don't know how I feel about that, but that's a conversation for another time. I think it'll be better, and that's why I want to leave. Do I want my tuition to be a small dollar amount? Of course. My mom would too. But do I want to be somewhere and experience things? Yes. And I can't really do that at my school right now. The things that I want to do. Gotta be at a bigger, better school, I guess. A 4-year school. But, for all my friends out there who are juniors and, are deciding right now where they're going to school, take into consideration your financial aid. Do the appeal forms that are available for some schools. Not all schools have these, of course, but some do. I did it, and I don't think Indiana gave me anything after that. I was like, okay, that's a little weird, don't you think? Whatever. The thing is, especially right now, I know a lot of these people, their senior year is ruined. Juniors and seniors, your years are ruined. Freshmen, sophomores are not. And when I said juniors earlier, I meant seniors, as I'm living in the past. Seniors currently. Here's the deal. If you believe that you are getting the best tuition amount possible for where you're going to school, go right ahead to that 4-year institution. I don't care if it's D1, NAIA, whatever. You do you. But if you feel like the costs are way too high for you right now, go to a community college, get like a 3.7, your life has changed. I got a 3.6 this past semester, and I didn't think I could do that. My classes, the coursework was rigorous. I had speeches to write, I had essays to write, I had labs to do, I had a math class that I dropped because I can't take math online. That is a hard truth that I learned. So dropping a class does not affect you at all, by the way, so I still got that 3.6. Get into the community college honor society, which is Phi Theta Kappa, which is what I'm in. Or I'm still waiting for my invitation, but I know that I got in. And once that happens, you are lined up for scholarships after that. It's that simple. You gotta go to community college for a year. It's not that hard. Especially if you're already taking classes within that community college through your high school. You are set for life. So, let me explain it again. Go to community college for a year. Work your butt off. Get it higher than a 3.5. You're in the honor society now? Okay, you're going to leave community college. You have scholarships lined up for you from Phi Theta Kappa. Apply for other scholarships too. Apply through school scholarships, like with Mizzou, for example. And just work your butt off in the classroom. The higher GPA you get, the higher the money is for the higher scholarship offer is. And yeah, it's so much easier for you for when you're deciding where you want to go after that, because now you probably have more scholarship money than you did from when you were in high school. From when you were in high school. You're set. And I didn't even realize that either. I worked my butt off this semester, and it worked out for me in the end. And like with Loyola, for example, I just got a transfer scholarship, and there's still more on the way from FAFSA. So, and their tuition is pretty expensive. I feel like this could really, really work out, and I'm pretty sure it's already more than I received from last year when I applied. I think I got like $15,000 in total, which through the span of 4 years is cut up. So I've already earned more than I did last year in total, and there's still more to come, which is really exciting. And hopefully Missouri's going to give me some scholarship money this year too. Who knows at this point. But community college is the best decision I've ever made. Even though I want to leave it after 1 year, you are set after. That 1 year can do so much for you. It saves you money. You get your general education stuff out of the way, which is awesome. And you can take some classes before you transfer to the school you want at your community college, so you have to do it there. Like, I'm taking psych this semester, general psychology, And I'm taking it for Minnesota because I really want to go there. I love that school. Their campus is awesome. Their women's basketball program is awesome. I really want to become a manager there. It's one of my top schools along with Syracuse. And I'm taking the classes that I would take for sport management major. I applied there as journalism because I don't have enough credits, or I wouldn't have enough credits to apply to that program. So I'm doing that now so I don't have to do it later. What else is important to know? Even though I've never been in a classroom at COD, if you talk enough with your teachers through email, they'll like you. Like, I have my English teacher writing a letter of recommendation for me. I'm applying to some reach schools, like Northwestern, for journalism. And she likes me. She said in an email that she thinks I'm a great student. I was like, okay, that's awesome. I'm glad I picked the right person. So that's good for me, I guess. I'm just really trying hard to do better than last year. I took a look at my college essay from last year. It was absolutely terrible. I kid you not, it sucked. My letter essay this year is 10 times better. There's more thought put into it. I think last year I was afraid to talk about what I actually wanted to talk about. I know this year I had the opportunity to. I don't know, I think just being more comfortable with myself in general and being more open to writing things as a writer. So I did that. Got into 2 schools so far, so yeah. And yesterday I submitted Bradley, Wisconsin, Minnesota. So I'll probably hear back in like 6 weeks from them. So everything is lining up for me, I guess. But I feel like I hope that I explained what I wanted. I hope I accomplished the fact that community college is the best choice for freshmen college students. Especially if you're looking to save some money and get your general ed out of the way. So that's going to do it from me. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Women's Sports Matter podcast. Again, today we discussed why you should pick community college over a 4-year institution first for your freshman year. We are still in a pandemic, like I mentioned before. Please remember to wear a mask, wash your hands, and social distance when you can. I don't know what the next episode is going to be about. I got 2 days to think about that. So, yeah. Before we go, I would just like to say, use Library Genesis to get your college textbooks, because I did that for my English class. All my other books weren't available through there. I only got to get 3 so far. And I just downloaded an English book for free onto my laptop. It's a PDF. It's great. I did that last semester. This is not sponsored or anything. I'm just saying to help some people out. Okay, cool. Also watch the inauguration on Wednesday. I will be. Maybe I'll talk about it on Thursday. I don't know. We really got some off-topic stuff happening. The NWHL is starting up in 6 days from now, or is it 5? Let me check my calendar real quick. The 21st? No. Is it starting up on Monday? Is it starting up on the 25th? Maybe on Thursday I'll do a preview. Or a recap. I don't know. But that's going to do it for me. My name is Jean Castro. I am your host. I hope all of you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me. It's very cool. I am really excited for what's going to happen with the rest of the season. We're like halfway through the episodes. Awesome. I'm thinking about suspending or ending, I should say, the season around February, right before my philosophy class starts, because that class is shorter weeks because I messed up when picking a professor. So my class is 4 weeks shorter than the class that I wanted. So it's gonna be more work and less time. But I think we'll be ending around like 24 episodes, which is longer than last season. So that is awesome. Again, you can find this podcast in a lot of places. For example, let's start with YouTube. Look up the Women's Sports Matter podcast on YouTube. Subscribe. We are 6 subscribers strong. Whoop. Alright. Instagram. You can find me at Women's Sports Matter. On there, I post clips from episodes sometimes. Not all the time, because it's a hassle, to be honest. Just kidding. I'm not complaining about my hobby. No, I'm not. I would never do that. You can also find me at Twitter at WSM Podcast. I always post when I have an episode out. Okay? Cool. Thank you so much. My name is Gerald Castro. This is the Women's Sports Matter Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Peace out. And, that's all, folks. See you next time.